Well, guys, it's been so long since I've wanted to do this. So long. As finally got my webcam all reset up, the Internet Archive link was working again, as now I finished reacting to the Monster Truck Adventure you've all sent me over the last almost over a year plus. I'm now gonna finally begin reacting to the Monster Jam 2001 season. Wanted to do this for so long, but of course, so many different things kept me from doing it, but now the wait's finally over as we're getting ready to react to the first event of the season. As this is Monster Jam Houston 2000. It was the August 2000 event, but it's considered the season opener, even though it actually isn't. It's next week's event in Minneapolis is the actual season opener. But this is the first of the season, so we're getting ready to watch and all that. As, of course, this will be just racing for this video. Freestyle will be next afterwards. And yeah, I cannot wait. I've been waiting so long to see the 2001 season. Now we're finally going to get to it. So, let's get going and all that. Here we go. And, of course, remember, I have to have the smaller screen to avoid copyright claims and all that. So, of course, when we last left off, we saw World Finals 1 in October 2024, where Tom got his racing title and Dennis got his freestyle title. As we're getting ready for the new season, and this is also Vegas-style racing, probably only the first time they've done it since World Finals 1. And very intense track, too, when you see it. And some new trucks as well as we get ready for 2001. And, of course, showing previews, like I said before, I do not like when they do that. Also, nostalgic intro with a 2000 twist. You see highlights from Orlando 2000, Atlanta 2000. And remember last year's intro in 2000, they didn't really have any monster trucks in this part? Now they do. As you see, World Finals 1 when Lyle reversed up the semi-trailer. Hello, Dan Moriarty.
That's right. A new season.
Yeah, this is a tough track, remember, by 2001 standards.
It's called Monster Jam. Monster Jam? Pretty cool, isn't it? Get used to it.
Speed up a little bit, because like I said, I got to go to work in a few hours, so I'd like to get as much done as possible. As Dennis, of course, here. I think they'll show a picture of the track very soon, hopefully. Up here we go, getting ready for qualifying. Oh yeah, a new feature for this year in Monster Jam's coverage. They show qualifying now, because last year they didn't. So anyways, since they didn't show the track yet, it's Vegas-style racing, like I said. It has a bus deck, and all at the other end, they have a pool. Like an actual, pool. Which something I would like to see done again. Only seen it one time used. I don't know why. There we go. Let's get that mouse out of the way. Once again, the previews, which I hate.
There's a nice long track.
Yeah, they're showing previews, of course, of the track. And, of course, of the event, which, like I said before, I don't like when they do this. But you see the bus stack. It's on the other side where they showed the pool. Yeah, Vegas style. You heard Mike Hogwood said Vegas style. This is not J-Hook as people keep saying it. It's its own unique style, so stop saying that. Yeah, this is a tough track by then. Oh yeah, and Scott Stevens, of course, for this year, 2001, became part of the crew when they talk and such. Alright, they're showing the full-on field. Alright, here we go. Now for the actual event, I think. I'm pretty sure they showed the field, but because I sped up too much, they probably don't see it yet. Alright, but here we go. Time for qualifying. So John Seesaw, of course, Sudden Impact, we saw him like 2 times, I think, last time. And David Smith in King Crunch. I think this was the first time I saw David Smith drive as well.
Some of the fans have questioned how one truck has to go against another in the first round. Now, it's all done according to time.
Well, and these drivers know how critical this is.
Here we go. First qualifying match. See the bus stack right there. There's a pull near King Crunch. Seesaw has the lead.
On the bottom of your screen, John Seesaw.
And he's going to get the easy victory. Oh, and another thing, too, is, I forgot to mention, for 2001, the first half of the season, I watched a lot. Remember, back then, they did every episode every week. So this episode, when it happened, this event in Houston, it happened in August 2000, it didn't air until, I think, the first week of 2001, like January 2001. They did, if I remember correctly, the order was this show in Atlanta, Houston, then Minneapolis, St. Louis. Oh, and also here we go. Look at that. One of the first times in a long time on TV, Dennis Anderson and Tom Meents going at it. Even if it's just qualifying, it means a lot. Because this is the first time I think they've raced each other since, like, the Orlando 1999 event. No. World Finals 0 in St. Louis. At least this is the only time I remember. I don't think they've raced each other at all in 2000. And here they are about to go at it. Technically, this is 2000. While we get ready, like I said, the order was here in Houston, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Houston again, the actual January 2001 Houston show, Atlanta, and I think that was it before they aired World Finals 1 live. And then afterwards, they aired the events, the rest of the 2001 events, and then they re-aired World Finals 2 on pay-per-view. Here we go. Oh boy, Dennis and Tom never gets old. This was the first time I got to see them race each other too. Here they go, down to the wire, and Dennis is going to get the comfortable victory. And you can tell he's in, he's in number 12. Because remember, later on, 2001, he'll debut number 14. But right now, he's sticking number 12. But straight up beat Tom pretty comfortably, too. Even if it's qualifying, it's still fun. Although the time's very close, actually. But yeah, as I was trying to say, the first half of the season before World Finals 2, I watched every single one of these events every single week after my dad recorded them and all that. But after World Finals 2, because I was so, I guess, spoiled for how insane World Finals 2 was, I didn't really enjoy the rest of the 2001 season as much. I didn't watch them as much. The quality seemed different. Like, everything about it just didn't seem right compared to the pre-World Finals 2 events on TV. So, when we get to those events later on, my memory is not going to be as good as it was like in 2000 or the first half of 2001. So, I wanted to keep that in mind and all that. 2002 will be much better for memory, because I did watch the 2002 events all the time, and didn't see World Finals 3 till they aired it on TNN. Alright, of course, we're getting ready, continuing for qualifying. I'm sure Dennis is the number 1 qualifier right now. I didn't see the times earlier. Of course, here we go. Our next race, Scott Hartsock Gunslinger, after his runner-up in the World Finals, going up against Brian Bartle in Little Tiger. This was the first time I ever got to see Little Tiger, too. I know he drove in World Finals 0, but I never saw World Finals 0 till like 2009 to 2011 or so. But this was the first time I got to see him and Little Tiger. I think this is the only new truck that we've seen so far from 2000. Here we go. A racing run-up, go up against a future racing champion. Here we go into the turn. Scott's got by 2 wheels. He had a little bit of a bad turn, but he's going to get the victory. Because, yeah, we all know Brian Bartle did not really do good in racing, unless he was in Wolverine, which he'll be driving later on in the year. And Scott had a whole shot, too. Also, I wanted to point this out, too, because I just thought of it. When I was setting up the video, on OBS, since this is the first time I've done it over a year, my webcam kept dying a couple times. So if I freeze, they had terrible times. But anyways, if I freeze in the video, that's the webcam. Alright, here we go. Rob Nelson busting loose. Sky Hartley and Sting. And remember, Rob Nelson won freestyle here in Houston last year when we covered it. When it was only 2 trucks freestyled. Ugh, terrible. So as we're getting ready to go for our next qualifying matchup, I think now that I remember, I think it's like either 10 or 12 trucks here. This is the 8th truck we've seen. Whole shot for Sky Hartley. And we know Rob Nell's here in Bulldoze. We saw him in the preview. Great turn by Hartley, but he went a little wide. Rob Nelson's right there. Oh, coming back. I think Hartley held on, but Sky did a terrible end right there. He was doing good until the turn, then he was terrible.
He almost spins it out in the turn, keeps the momentum, but
they didn't show the times yet either. Oh, is that a penalty? Oh, that is a penalty. And Rob got it. It should be a penalty, but looks like it didn't count unless it's afterwards. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Jim Jack, Reptoid, Rob Nell, and Bulldozer.
Really interested to see what Bulldozer has. Rob Nell, who's Tom Meents' cousin.
This is going to be one of the few times we're going to see him in Bulldozer. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think this is going to be one of the last 2 times we're going to be seeing him during 2001. Because after, when the 2001 season started, Steve Reynolds took over. Oh, Rob Nell with the whole shot. Oh, big hole shot. You see the pullback there. Very wide for both of them. Oh! Jim Jack right there. Rob Nell's going to get the victory. That was a lot closer than it should have been because Rob Nell was destroying it first, but he blew it. Oh, man. Just had a huge hole shot and he almost blew it. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I think this and the Minneapolis 2000 event, which we're going to be seeing in the next event, is the only times he drove Bulldozer this year. Not only the only times I seen him drove Bulldozer, I think it's the only times he drove it all afterwards. Steve Routes took over for the rest of the year. I think that was actually 10 trucks then. Alright, but round one's over. I think Dennis got number one. Oh, classic trailer. Oh, nostalgic. Oh, man, nostalgic. I wanted that hat, too, and I never was able to get it. Oh, man, so nostalgic seeing this ad again. Oh, you youngins back when I was 7 years old. Watch this like in January 2001. How it works! But, of course, we're here, and I'm on time, and I want to get to the event. Oh! If I remember correctly, I think that was Lee O'Donnell. Because he started driving this year. And, oh yeah, maybe we'll watch it a little bit, actually. Because they're talking about the new drivers going into 2001. As we saw, I think that was Lee O'Donnell. I think that was Cappy Winston.
And good reflexes to be able to, do something like that.
Most recruits are enthusiastic about the experience.
I saw them up close.
I think that was Nitro right there. Oh, Joe Canusa, yeah, there we go!
Trying something new. The power and
yeah, there's Lee O'Donnell, of course, future freestyle champ. And, of course, we'll only see Joe Canuso one time, and that's in World Finals 2, but man, did she make one hell of an impression. Oh, man, just wait till I get to World Finals 2 reactions. I am going to make Monster Jam Lord look like a wimp in comparison to how much I'm going to react in freestyle. Just you wait, people.
Knowledge and confidence grow quickly, and so do some egos.
Oh man, they make me jealous driving Monster Trucks. I want to drive them so badly. Ah!
That's a rough ride. I could crush any.
Yeah, I remember watching this all the time, being so jealous of 7-year-old. I want to try one too.
There's nothing else like it that I've done so far.
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Man, if only Jill had a chance to show off more in other events, so we could have had a better chance. But all we got is World Finals 2, pretty much. That's it.
Sorry.
Alright, so here we go. Gravedigger and King Crunch. Remember, they raced each other in racing last year here. Sun Impact and Sting, Bustin' Loose and Bulldozer, Gunslinger, Reptoid, and Goldberg and Little Tiger. Just imagine, people! That matchup between Tom and Brian meant nothing right now, but later on in the year, that would be insane. We could have had that almost in World Finals 2 if it wasn't for the water main break happen. Oh my god, can you imagine if we had that? Brian and Tom in the finals. I think Brian would have had an actual chance of knocking him off. That would have been insane. Because he was so dominant when it was actual Vegas-style racing. Or, if Pablo, too, because remember, Pablo was destroying everyone that night, too, before he flipped into the dumpsters. That would have been insane, too, Pablo and Brian in the semifinals if he was able to drive. Here we go. David and Dennis going at it. Dennis went a little wide. Bad angle, though. And Dennis is going to get the easy victory. Because remember, Gravedigger, I think every race last year lost to King Crunch. So winning here was finally good and all that. I guess that's what happens when you have Scott Stevens drive instead of David Smith. But yeah, Dennis got the easy victory. Also, it's nice to not have the unfortunate breaks like he did in 2000, remember. But 2001, the first half, it's going to be trouble. But right now, it's just joy and peace for Dennis and Gravedigger. But it's just a calm before storm, people. Just wait till later on 2001 when it's going to get a little bit hectic like 2000 was.
Well, right now, I can go either side.
And also remember, since this is a 10-truck bracket back then, there's going to be a fast loser, not only in round 1, but in round 2. So David Smith could still come back. I don't remember who does, though. But potentially they might face Dennis. So got to keep that in mind. That's going to be very tough for whoever faces Dennis.
You're better off to try to stay down. Hair looks cool, feels good, but you don't always win with it. You're looking really good in the turn, obviously. Both runs so far.
Dennis had a little bit of struggle in the turn, as we saw, but he got the victory.
Great job. All right, thanks.
Dennis Anderson, big smile on his face. Boy,
Here we go. Probably the biggest, probably the biggest matchup of the night going into it. Sky Hartley and John Seesock going at.
Last time we saw this body, Sting was being crushed when Sky Hartley ran over.
Yeah, like they mentioned, this is the first event they covered since World Finals 1. It's like 5 months later. Sting and Sun Impact now. Seesock has the lead. Oh, good turn. Solitude. Oh, Hartley spun out. Oh, it was a good potential matchup, and then Hartley blew in the turn. So Sun Impact moves on.
Big win for Ford over Chevy there.
Still to come. We haven't seen Goldberg.
But the actual big match, well, it wouldn't be a big matchup until he's in Wolverine. But Brian and Tom going to go at that will be, it would be insane a few months later. Nostalgia! Thank you for putting this up, people. Yeah, if you see January 6th, 13th, 20th, and February 3rd, we're going to see a couple of those events too, remember. Oh man, so nostalgic.
Or online at Ticketmaster.com, TheRedChat.com 2001 Texas Monster Jam Series.
Oh man, we're going to see 2 of those events coming up. Yep, there's 3 events here, believe it or not. This event in August 2000, then there was a January 2001 event where Blue Thunder and Grave Digger 14 debut, and then there's another event in February 2001. One of the last events before World Finals 2. Oh yeah, now they think of it, maybe I can remember the order again as we get ready for Rob Nell and Rod Nelson going at it. Like I said here, Houston, Minneapolis, St. Louis, and I think, no, second show of Houston and then Atlanta, and then it was the World Finals 1 coverage on pay-per-view. Let's watch this race before I continue on. I remember all the events, I just can't remember the exact order of when they happened. Here we go, Rob Nell, of course, with the hole shot. He's a dark horse, remember, in racing. He made the finals a couple times last year, and he won racing, remember, in New Orleans, the first event I ever saw for Monster Jam. And he spun out, he choked it, runs over a penalty, and Rob Nelson's going to get the victory. Or Rod Nelson. So much I probably jinxed Rob there.
Killed him right there. Watch it coming in as Nels.
This is actually the first time I've seen the event since like 2011.
You're in trouble. At this point, you're lost.
Yeah, ran over the pole and all that. So yeah, Rob's been struggling all night. He had a whole shot, but then he barely beat Jim Jack in qualifying. Then he blew it to Rod here. And with that penalty, it's probably going to cost him a chance at getting fast loser. Alright, teammates going at Scott Hartsock and Jim Jack. Last time we saw them too, remember, they raced each other in World Finals 1.
Big rivals, they're going to be battling all year long.
Well, they're wanting to win here tonight, but this is first. First, you got to win the Florida State Championship before you can get to the finals tonight. Jim Jack, look at the focus.
Jim Jack,
here we go.
Hartsock on the far side.
Scott with the whole shot as always back then. Great turn by Scott, of course. And he's going to get the easy, comfortable victory. And get it sadly. Dennis Anderson, Tom Meents, and Scott Hartsock are the threats tonight. They're the best racers out here. Even though there is, remember, a racing champion here too. There's another racing champion, Brian Barlow, but until he's in Wolverine, he's nothing right now.
Boy, that's a sweet run right there. Hartsock could be a player tonight. Looked great right there.
Of course he's a player. He was the runner for the racing title, Scott. Come on, you know better.
Qualifying done, round 1 done. You're getting smoother with age. What's going on with the truck? Hey, right now we're having a hard
I wonder how it feels for Scott Stevens talking to Scott since he beat him, remember, in semifinals in World Finals 1.
But it's actually dusty. It's a hard clay.
Rip Rob Nell and Scott Hartsock, though. But what a great turn he had there.
Got enough power. It's just wanting to boil these tires into that first corner there. And we're losing a little ground, so we just got to play it safe. Get down there, make a good turn, get out of that corner, and hopefully win this deal.
Love his enthusiasm.
All right, here we go.
Right, here he is. There's
If this is later on in the year, this matchup would be intense.
Now everybody is shooting for
The, like, what, 14-time champion Tom Meents, defending racing champion right now, going up against the future 2003 racing champion, the first driver to get the racing title besides him, Brian Bartle. But of course, since he's in Little Tiger right now, this means nothing. It's not until later on in the year when he gets into Wolverine where it's going to make a big difference. And man, when Brian Bartle was in Wolverine, he actually owned Tom a couple times. He actually beat him in the finals in the second show in Minneapolis. And I think if he and Tom faced each other in World Finals 2, in the Vegas style racing, I think Barr would have won. I think he would have comfortably won. But here we go. Into turn. Great turn, of course, by Tom. And, of course, unless he's in Wolverine, he's not good in racing, as Tom's going to get the easy victory.
One-off pass. That was not a one-off pass. Because
Man, just wait till later on when Bartle's in Wolverine. Then that race will be insane.
So hard to beat. Keeps so much speed on this drag race.
But now we got to get ready for round 2.
Capacity crowd here in Houston. Let's go down as we start round 2. Wrap up round 1. Here's Dan Moriarty.
Thanks, guys. Back here with Scott, who I'm always with down here because, well, he's the information man. The guys who we thought in the first round, they came through.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we were kind of planning on Digger and Goldberg and, you know, for sure old Gunslinger. And we really, you know, I was expecting the Sting to really pull something out. And, you know, they're still fighting the grip.
But remember, there is a fast loser, and there's going to be a fast loser from round 2 as well.
You know, he wants to get it out. You know, he just got to get the confidence in his equipment. And once he does, you know, I think that Sting's going to be a player here in this, you know, circuit.
And Sudden Impact took his qualifying run smoothly, took his first round run kind of going away. He's looking pretty strong.
Yeah, he's going to come back, you know, and everybody's going to get stronger. But, you know, there's a lot of guys that need a lot of things. You know, Gunslinger needs a track to come to him. And, you know, if it don't come around this round, you know, he's got his hands full. And he's not going to be able to wait much longer.
And the longer Gunslinger stays out there, the more the track will come to him from what he just told us.
Absolutely. You know, it's going to be Scott's track here if he can make it to the finals. It'll be a great showdown. But, you know, he's going to have his hands full here next round.
Mike, Scott, as always, back to you.
Thanks, Dan, and thanks a lot, Scott, for adding some great insight into what's going on as we set for round 2. There's Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson. We told you the story about the down year, and Jim Jack, 9 years in competition.
So, Jim Jack came back as he got to face Dennis. Oh, boy.
Blows smoke, the eyes light up.
Gonna be a tough one for him.
By the way, by virtue of being the fastest loser in the opening round, he draws Dennis though here in round 2.
And that's no easy draw because Dennis Anderson.
But if you lose here, people, there's still a chance. Fast loser for the semifinals too. And oh, a whole shot for Dennis. Oh, but Jim Jack seems to be holding on for right now. Dennis went a little wide, and Dennis gonna get the easy victory. And the flag broken right there a little bit.
Yeah, and this is not meant to knock Jim Jack, but remember, one of the keys of qualifying, as fast qualifier, not only does Dennis keep getting lane choice, in this situation with the fast loser, he has to go up against Anderson, and Dennis has an easy win.
Yeah, easy victory for Dennis, as he's looked so good all night so far in racing.
Hey guys, this just in from the pits. What lane are you in?
I'm going to be in the left lane the rest of the night, semifinals and finals. I've got me a groove in that lane. I'm going to stay there.
I'm not saying anything.
You don't have to, Dan. Boy, when he was talking about.
All right, here we go. Rod Nelson and John
Seesock.
Seasock.
Boy, it was really locked in. Well, there's Rod Nelson, busting loose, local driver. You hear the cheers in the background. They really.
John has his chance to make the semifinals, or Rod Nelson can pull off another upset and make it to the semifinals. But remember, if they lose, there's still a chance they can come back.
Had him down, but certainly not out. Now he's back confident as ever. And this is going to be a great matchup. Ford versus Chevrolet. The Texas Chevy right there, busting loose in Nelson. The Pennsylvania Ford, that's John Seasock.
Well, both trucks are staged, ready to go. You see the focus on.
Here we go. Seasock cutting really sharp there. He's a little slow though. Rod Nelson's trying to hold on, but it's going to be Seasock with the victory. Alright, so Seasock moving on. He's going to have to face either... Oh boy, I just realized. Scott Hartsock and Tom Meents, I think, are going to be going at each other. Oh boy! We get our first rematch of World Finals 1 already. Oh boy!
He's in the semifinals. He's a player tonight. John Seasock.
Oh damn, I just realized that. Oh boy. Oh man. Man, think of that. Tom has to face a future racing champion and someone's going to cause him problems later on the year. Then he's got to face his arch rival at the time, Scott Hartsock. Then he's got to face John Seasock, who, funny enough, will also, a future racing champion a few years down the line, who also will cause him problems in a future event as well. And then, of course, facing Dennis in the finals.
I'm aiming for it.
Tom's going to be facing nothing but future racing champions, and the only one's not a racing champion is a runner-up. That is insane. Here we go. The arch rivalry of 2000 ready to start off again. Oh, boy.
You guys want to get right back there as we come back with the second WrenchHead.com World Finals from Vegas, live on pay-per-view Saturday, March 24th. Both of them have a great shot to do it again.
Oh, man. Here we go.
For the year 2001.
Scott caused Tom so many problems. And remember, wait, no, they weren't here in 2000. It was San Antonio I was thinking of. Scott was here in 2000, but not Tom. Here we go. Scott and Tom. Look like Scott's the whole shot for a moment, but here we go into the turn. Tom took over. He's a little squirrely, though. Great turn by both, but it's going to be Tom with the victory pretty comfortably. Tom showing why he's the racing champion. As once again, staying dominant from 2000.
I think that something got to him a little bit, even though it wasn't.
But with that pass, Scott might come back as the fast loser. And if he does, oh boy, can you imagine that semifinals? Dennis Anderson versus Scott Hartsock. John Cizak versus Tom Benz. Racing champions and a racing runner-up. Well, two of them are going to have to wait a little bit later on. Dan's going to have to wait another 3 years. John Cizak's got to wait another 6 years.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year like that. It's going to be tough all the way through, but... You know,
Man, like I said, for all you young and don't realize how dominant Tom was, watch my reaction to the 2000 event. He was, like, unstoppable pretty much in 2000. Only breakage usually would fuck him over. Except that one time, I think, where he straight up did lose to Scott Hartsock in Orlando 2000 finals. But most times, no one could stop him. Otherwise. Oh my god, what a semifinals. Scott Hartsock, Dennis Anderson, John Cizak, Tom Benz. Oh my goodness. But that's it for Fast Losers. If you lose, you're done now in racing. Oh man, here we go. This semifinals is loaded with racing champions and a racing runner-up. It's just so beautiful.
I forgot.
You're going to get him.
I'm going to get him. Believe I can do it. I guarantee you. I've got
first things first, Dennis. You got to get past Scott Hartsock.
Is going to do it. I just got to be steady. He was just testing himself right then on that run to see what he was going to do against me. It's going to be us in the finals. I feel it.
He forgot nothing. He's so locked in, it doesn't matter.
That's right, buddy. I'm here to do it.
Preview. Beautiful nostalgia.
This winter, it's the ride you've been waiting for.
Oh, wow, he got some great air.
The WrenchHead.com Monster Jam.
Oh my, he's over.
Get tickets now.
I tell you what, it's a packed place and they're having the time of their life. So am I.
Monster Jam. It's coming.
Oh, my, that is awesome.
Oh man, that is so beautiful.
All right, we're ready for the
Oh man, so nostalgic. Thank you whoever uploaded this for putting those previews in. That makes it so nostalgic to remember that.
All kinds of stuff you can win.
You can win some cool stuff if you know the answer to the Jammer question. You'll find out about it when you log on to USHRA.com. Right now, though, it's focus time. Semifinals. Scott Hartsock.
Here we go. Scott Hartsock, Dennis Anderson. A huge matchup.
Take on the fastest qualifier.
And we just heard Dennis Anderson a moment ago say he's ready. Yeah, I like the look in his eyes, and certainly that Gravedigger machine is really ready to go and is running on all cylinders, shall we say, as he is in.
Here we go. Dennis and Scott going at it. Here we go. Huge race.
Down on the ground.
Here we go. Into the turn. What a great turn by Dennis. Scott had a great turn as well, but Dennis is going to get it. What a race there.
And I think Gravedigger might have got it, but it's not by a lot.
Dennis, what a race that was. Damn, he really gave Dennis a run for his money, but Dennis held on. What a turn they both had, but Dennis just got it.
He is able to muscle it out by inches at the end.
Man, if only Scott had that great pass against Tom. And oh, Scott hits the bumper at the the dumpsters at the end too. All right, so here we go. Dennis is in the finals. I think this is the first time Dennis made the finals too, at least on Monster Jam's coverage by and large, other than like 1999. This was at least the first time I remember seeing him in the finals. And now he has to face either Tom Benz or John Cizak. By the way, Dennis will face both these drivers in the finals later on this season. So if all of you want to see Dennis Seesock finals, you'll get that later on in the year. So tune in for that.
He's a serious championship contender.
And the announcer, or track announcer, asking the fans here who their favorites are.
Here we go. Tom and Seesock, 2 racing champions. Tom went very wide there. That's not good for him. Oh, John had a chance maybe, but Tom's going to get the victory at the end. Man, Tom screwed up a little bit in that final turn. So Tom's in the finals as once again continue to dominate. But now he's got to go up against his future arch rival. The only driver that beat him right now. And that is Dennis. What a finals to start off 2001. The future big rivalry of monster trucks. Dennis and Tom about to go at.
And Gravedigger, who is the man?
Oh man, this is going to be great. Even though I already know the outcome and everything. Oh, this is going to be great for all you youngins that have never seen this before.
They're already up there. For them to hang on to that position, they're going to be working hard. We've got to work hard to take it away. So I figure if I go out there with a winning attitude, then these guys are going to work hard. I know damn good and well we're going to win this year.
Oh boy, I'm getting nostalgic. Oh man.
World champion. Gravedigger wants to take it away.
I'll tell you what, he is a tough competitor. There's no doubt about it. That's what got him to where he is. He hates to lose. I want to see him out here every week, and I want to see who the man is. You know, there's 2 men. Let's find out who the man is.
Drivers, race teams, and race fans.
I think that part of that clip from Dennis might actually been the finals, which I'm not a fan of if that's true, even though it doesn't show really anything. And I remember joining that commercial right there because usually that aired right when they're about to get to the finals. That means I know, oh boy, better get ready, it's about to start. Here we go, the finals, Dennis and Tom to start off 2001.
Now to USHRA.com with the answer, and you could win. Here is our Monster Jam mishap.
Gunslinger Scott Hartsock trying to beat Gravedigger, giving it all he's got. This is not enough track. The wall protection keeps him from going any further. That's our monster mishap at the Reliant Astrodome. Scott Hartsock, though, big smile, comes out all right. He'll be racked up and ready to go next week.
Ready now for the finals. Goldberg and Gravedigger.
Oh man, my body is not ready for this. Dennis and Tom about to go at it.
Tom Mintz has come out in the Goldberg truck. Here on TNN, he and Dennis Anderson have never raced each other man to man. They're going to do it right now in the finals and the early season points lead on the line. Right,
and of course, they racing qualifying, remember. Dennis straight up beat him, but here we go. This is where it matters now. Dennis and Tom going to go at it. Oh, it never gets old seeing these two. Here we go! Dennis and Tom! Tom with the whole shot. Oh boy, here we go into the turn. Dennis lost his flag. Great turn by both of them. Tom has it right there. He spun a little bit. Dennis is right there. And Dennis got it. A photo finish. Dennis got it as he slammed into the bus stack at the end. Let's go. Oh, what a great race that was. Let's go. Dennis knocks off Tom. His first defeat as the racing champ. And Dennis had to give everything to beat him too. Let's go. Look how close that was, people. Both of them had. Tom Herron did, but he bobbed a little bit, and then Dennis recovered just enough. Look how close that is. Oh my gosh, what a race that was.
ISO'd right here with Dennis Anderson. You know how
Tom had the better turn, but he wobbled at the end, and that's what helped him. Helped Dennis get the comeback. Oh man, that was close. He almost got a penalty.
What a performance by Gravedigger.
Sucks he's smashing the bus deck at the end though.
But they gave it to you by a nose.
Hey, I tell you what, that run right there, I just felt a little loose in the turn.
Yeah, you were loose. You were really wide.
Maybe I rushed it a little hard. Maybe I swung a little wide, but I wasn't sure if I got it. I knew it was going to be tight. But if I beat him, I darn well deserved it. You can believe that.
I got to ask you, is your body a little bit longer this time?
Oh, yeah, just a little bit longer.
Yeah, because remember, he drove Gravedigger 7 last year, so he's on number 12 now, which is longer wheelbase. So he really is driving a bigger truck.
I don't know, maybe I could have run that right lane just as good, but when you take a man that's been running that same lane all night, Goldberg had been in that lane all night, so it was a trick in his basket if I threw him in the right lane. Tom is good. He can usually blindfold a course and make the best out of it, so If I had to give it and switch lanes with anybody, I sure wouldn't want to do it with Tom. You can believe that.
Before the race tonight, you told me I have never raced Tom in Goldberg in a final. You just did. The new season's begun here in the Astrodome, and you are on top, mister.
That's right. I got that checker flag back right now. And I tell you one thing.
And yep, look, just like with Scott Hartsock last year, they took the checkered flag and they're put on Gravedigger. Oh, after losing his Crossbones flag earlier in the finals. Oh, man. How about that to start off 2001? What a race that was. Dennis and Tom, we got a treat.
What a start for Dennis Anderson. And what's great about it, Tom Meents didn't back off a bit. He looked great all night. But Gravedigger had something for him.
And our RichHead.com storylines, you're right. Gravedigger is the man so far. Dennis Anderson, that checkered flag.
Oh, man, what a race that was. Dennis off to a great start for 2001.
You know, Mike, there's a big story to watch in future weeks. They're building a new Gravedigger truck. But 12
Yep.
running so great. Will Dennis Anderson give it up?
Number 14, we'll get to that later on.
Right there and on top.
You're right, he may want to keep it. Well, that'll do it from here in the Houston
Oh,
Astrodome.
man.
For Scott
That was
Dunlop, Mike
nostalgic
Hodges,
seeing that again. Monster Jam 2000 Houston, this 2001 season opener, although the real Houston season opener will be next time out. But that was insane action for racing. Good job on Dennis winning. But now it's time to get the freestyle. So see you on the next video when I cover freestyle from Monster Jam 2000 Houston.